It says we're live. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. Welcome to Casual AF, the gaming stream so bloody casual that not only will I use easy difficulty levels, multiple mods, outright cheats 99% of the time, it seems like now. I don't even start the video game. That's how casual this video game stream is. Yeah. Craig.
Yeah, you're right, man. Casual. That's why it's called casual.
How
Yeah,
are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm
Living
on
the
vacation, so I'm doing very well. I've got a week off, so
lovely.
very happy.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, and we missed last week. You were
I was out of town. I was up in Guelph visiting my feminist communist friend and her total normie husband who's the coolest guy in the world. Like he's just so casual, so cool, so chill, and I just love hanging out with him. I was painting up some Warhammer minis with him while the girls were upstairs, planning our misery, and had a good time. It was nice.
lovely. And I was still recovering from illness.
Yeah, what'd you have? Would you
I
get
had
a
no idea.
Coop for Coop
What
2.0?
what the fuck is even that?
I know, right? The Coop. It's gonna be. Here's the thing. People were joking, calling it the Coop to sort of like try and make it feel less serious, less scary. I have a feeling that it's going to become part of the regular nomenclature when people refer to COVID-19 back in the day, because it's going to come out that it was such a nothing burger. I don't like using that phrase, but you know what I mean by it. And people will joke about you catching the coof. You'll call in sick, and you'll be gone. You'll be only sick one day, and you come back. Oh, you're only out for the day, huh? Must have the coof.
Must have been the coof.
Must have got the coof. Yeah.
No, I mean, like, it wasn't chest. I wasn't like phlegmy.
Yeah.
But I had a wicked fever.
Yeah.
Sore throat and headache.
It sounds like you just got a fucking virus, some sort of bug.
Yeah, like
the fever, right? Because normally you catch a cold, like a cold virus. You catch the flu. Do you get really fevery? I don't remember getting fevery.
With flu, oftentimes people will, myself included. But I mean, like it was weird because it wasn't like, oh, I had goo coming out of my nose, and like it was like, and I have this fucking fever. It's like, but fever is the surest sign of infection.
Yeah.
So you don't go anywhere. Also, you feel like shit. Like
you can't do anything. You can't do anything you have to concentrate on.
Yeah.
It's kind of like being high, but it's not fun.
Yes, exactly. So, and that was right after we had just streamed. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm getting back to the gym. I'm gonna go so hard. And then all week I was just like, fucking dying.
All good, man.
So
you'll get there. We're all gonna make it, as they say.
Well, speaking of, so I lost a whole bunch of strength when I got back to the gym because, that was just, I lost a lot of weight too with the fever. You're not really.
You don't eat as much. You don't take as much.
So, wasn't great.
Couple comments, a bit of a spat
going
on.
Let's say hello before we get into this.
Yeah, hello everybody. No Unity with Diversity, the Forgotten Canadians. That isn't that like a YouTube channel?
Yes, that's Mike from the Forgotten Canadians. He's
good to see you, Mike.
He single-handedly doubled my subscriber count.
Oh, just by shouting you out?
Shouted out my video, and my subscribers doubled overnight. So thanks again, Mike. That was great.
Hey, Mike, I got a YouTube channel too, if you wouldn't mind. Sharing a little bit of your internet influence.
In the description. There you go. Right.
Yeah, my channel's in there too. I actually upload more than Twin. So
Pox wasn't first though.
Pox was the first.
And pissed me off.
And we're an F slur.
Yeah.
Delahaye, sup. See you next Tuesdays.
Hello, Deli. Good to see you.
Out that emoji below that.
Costin, my man. Wonderful adjacent people. What's with the fucking?
Yeah, he's making it.
The weird
punctuation. He's wonderful, and then which is less than wonderful seeming and wonderful adjacent people, but he put it all that super punctuation. It looks like a script.
Yeah.
So they just got very metric up in here.
6.
They're
Welcome back.
kilometers. They're not miles.
Oh, I need that flow chart of Canadians using the metric or imperial.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's that. I've seen that one. Yeah. We don't really use metric except for temperature. That I'm like. I mean, there is some things that we use, but mainly it's temperature.
No,
And when we
we
do
use
the temperature, we always translate in our head what it is in Fahrenheit because that feels more natural, right?
I don't know. Like, I mean, well, look, we when we talk about temperature,
Yeah.
hold on. Are you talking about the temperature outside or are you talking about cooking? Because if you're talking about the temperature outside, we use Celsius, but if you're talking about cooking, we still use imperial.
I'm talking about weather. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, no one ever says set your range to 183 Celsius or
Yeah.
whatever. Because how the fuck do you do 183? It goes up by increments of 50 for Christ's sakes. Maybe
Well, like,
25 if you're lucky.
and weight. When we use weight, well, okay, hold on. Are you buying food? Because then we use metric. But are you talking about the weight of a person? Because then we use imperial.
We always use, yeah, we always call people by their pounds. Like, I have
Yeah.
no idea how many kilograms I am.
Well, probably about 69
But I
kilos.
know how many pounds I can bench press now. I got a little bit of Wagme news. I think I told Twin and Pox and CMAC in the chat. We have a little friend chat.
Ajax?
Hey, Ajax, I am up to 115-pound bench press, 3 sets of 10. I can complete 3 sets of 10.
Beautiful. Congratulations.
I'm happy about that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, you're going to catch me because I lost a lot of strength.
That's okay. And I'm back to doing full body antagonistic supersets. So that's 10 exercises, 2 sets of each exercise, back to back kind of. So exercise 1 and exercise 2, you do 1 set of exercise 1, 1 set of exercise 2, rest a minute or less if you have that kind of endurance, and then you redo it. You do exercise 1 and 2 again, and then rest, and then move on to the next set of 2 exercises. And there's 10 exercises, so 20 full sets, and I do 12 reps each set. So
I suspect you're saying I'm back to this. I think you're gonna like every couple of weeks just get bored and switch.
I might,
Yeah.
you know what? I think I'm going to stick with this until the end of November because I set my goal. If you're new to the channel or new to this conversation, my goal was to get into shape so that I look good in a Canada Man uniform. He wears spandex, so I got to look good in spandex. I wanted to look like Captain America was the plan, right? I didn't ever expect the Captain America goal was achievable, but I thought if I have something to aim for, I know how close I get to it. So I've got another month. So the month of November, basically, I had until December 1st to reach this goal. So I've got the rest of November. I'm on vacation next week, but I'm going to be hitting the gym with doing the exact same exercises, my regular schedule. I'll hit the gym at the hotel, and yeah, and I'll do it. So I'm going to stay with it till the end of November, beginning of December, and then I'll look in the mirror and I'll see how close I am to Chris Evans or Chris Pratt in the Marvel movies. Not Chris Pratt in Parks and Rec, but Chris Pratt in Marvel movies. 6 is here too, eh? Do we see that?
Yes, yeah, we said hello. And yes, thanks. Glad to hear. Feeling better. Thank you. And on chapter 14, second revision. Keep this guy's just been trucking through
Oh
with the
yeah,
writing. And
he's
I'm very
motoring
sorry that
too.
I haven't had opportunity to read it. The things have just been weird around here. But we're not
Yeah,
gonna
like it's in the way of the things we want to do. You know,
yeah.
like I really wanted to paint more minis last weekend. I just by the time weekend comes around, you got plans to do. You don't get to be, but and not all those things are the things you want to do. You got things you have to do.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm babbling.
No.
I'm a little high.
Vape pen. So So yeah, I have nothing good to report for we're all going to make it, other than I'm still just going to keep at it. Little setback,
That's all
no
right.
excuse. Just keep pushing forward.
You're a young man. You've got all the time in the world. I'm
Yeah.
I'm almost dead. I'm old. So
Oh.
so what else is new in your neck of the woods? What do you want to talk about tonight?
Well, oh my God. Okay, so I don't have a banner for it, so let's just kill this one for now.
All right.
Uh, the carbon tax.
Oh yeah, that thing that's quickly evaporating like Thanos snapped its finger. Yeah.
Fuck. They're what is it? What's the word for it? They're like reducing or eliminating the carbon tax for 3 years, but only for the Atlantic provinces.
No, they're doing it on
Home
fuel
heating.
oil. Fuel oil. So people who heat their homes with oil
Yeah,
as opposed to natural gas, which oil is dirtier. So why they get a reprove on the dirtier emissions doesn't make sense to me.
because they
But they
don't have
need
the
because they
infrastructure,
they
right?
want to make sure they get the votes. Yeah, I get it. But yeah, the Atlantic provinces are where they primarily use fuel oil because I guess propane and natural gas just aren't as easy to transport there.
Yeah, I don't think they have the natural gas infrastructure,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really matter because they're not the only places that use home heating oil. Because not only is home heating oil easier for some of these places, it's also way better at warming a house in the Canadian winter.
Is that the natural gas?
Oh yeah.
Why is
Oh yeah.
that?
It just burns fucking hot.
It burns hotter. Okay, so
Yeah, like
you'd have to pump way more gas.
probably, yeah.
Yeah, but
Right. Like,
it is a more sooty fuel.
sure, sure.
Yeah,
But when you're in fucking Red Deer, Alberta, you know what I mean, and you have minus 40, or you're somewhere in where was Kelly from? Like Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, or something like that,
sure.
right? You're
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
horrible winters, and they're taxing your home heating oil
yeah.
and trying to, what's the word? They encourage, force people to switch to electric
Mhm.
heat pumps.
Right.
The electric heat pumps won't do shit in a Canadian winter for 8 and 9 months.
Yeah,
Like your plumbing is all going to freeze,
yeah.
right? They're literally going to kill a whole bunch of people and destroy their homes.
Well, like they say, the carbon they want to reduce is you.
Yeah, minus 40. That's still t-shirt weather.
Where's Hayes at? Where's Della Hayes?
I think Fort McMurray.
Oh no, shit, eh? Yeah.
Yeah,
Natural
or
gas
near
is usually forced air heat. So the natural gas is heating up the air and forcing it. And fuel oil is boiler heat. Oh, well, that makes sense. That makes sense too.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought fuel oil could also be a fuel, but like a forced air furnace that's just happening to be burning oil as opposed to natural gas.
Ah, yeah. Haha.
That's exactly correct, Irving.
Yeah.
My
So
dude says Snow Heel Slim. That's a new. I think he was at
I
one.
don't recognize Snow
I
Heel so well.
thought I recognized that name from a past stream. I'm not sure though. Where's the lovely C-Mac tonight?
Haven't seen her. Uh,
He's one of those people, eh?
what do you mean?
The minute after Halloween is done, she's fucking into the Christmas decorations.
Oh yeah, it was literally Halloween day. I'm
Yeah,
in the grocery store,
and they've got the
and
Christmas wrapping paper
they've
out.
got the Christmas stuff up next to the Halloween stuff that says discount, right?
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Is Fort McMurray evil because of Della Hayes or just evil? Della Hayes says both.
Both.
So it's evil because Della Hayes resides there, and it's also just evil.
It was evil to begin with. He just made it better.
What's Fort McMurray's claim to fame apart from the evil of Della Hayes?
Oil, right?
Is it a
Tar
big oil?
sands.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was built. It basically got built up around oil sands patch, from what I understand. But
Did you ever go work out out Fort McMurray way? Would you ever go do oil rig work?
Maybe if I could do like spring and summer and
Not
then leave for the winter, but I don't think that's how that
no, the
works.
new guys go in the winter.
Yeah, fucking unions. Uh, but and then some of the conservative MPs are saying, well, you should put the moratorium on the carbon tax for home heating oil for everybody,
Yeah,
right? Especially out west where it's actually out north.
where's
Uh,
required?
and basically, I can't remember which one of the liberal fucking assholes it was. It might have been Chrystia Freeland who had
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
well, maybe those people out there should vote liberal so that
Oh
they
no,
would
it
get
wasn't
proper
Chrystia Freeland.
representation.
It wasn't Chrystia Freeland, but it was somebody in their caucus in the liberal caucus, like in
Yeah.
Trudeau's like little inner circle. She said something really stupid. She said, um, it was after a lot of talking with constituents and a lot of pressure from members of provincial parliament, blah blah blah, or MPs or whatever. And so yeah, we've listened. So we're going to put in a moratorium on heating oil. And then the interviewer asked, well, what about people who use natural gas or don't use? What about people out in the western provinces who don't use heating oil? He said, well, all I can say is that they should, maybe consider voting liberal and they would get, more influence. Oh, okay. Yeah, that seems. Whoever it was can suck my caucus. That's true. Yeah, no, she's some pig of a chick with a really bad haircut. I can't remember her name, though. But did you hear what Scott Moe said, the premier of Saskatchewan?
He's just not going to kick it up.
Yeah, we're just not gonna give you the tax revenue. And then did you hear what Freeland said in response to that?
No,
She said, "Well, we may have to bring charges against Scott
that's
Moe."
right. Oh, yes, that's right. But yeah,
Craig and Irving are on. I just had tamales. Now I just popped open a fresh bag of Gardetto's snack mix. All is good, bros. Yeah, it's pretty well. Life is a pretty sweet fruit, as my roommate Warren Richardson used to say back in college.
life is a pretty sweet fruit.
Yeah, I never understood, but he used to say it all the time when things are going his way. Ah, life is a pretty sweet fruit. Like, all right, man. He's a character. He died a few years ago. I found out. I found on social media that I had talked to him for probably 25 years, and then I saw on social media that he had passed away. I'm like, oh man, that sucks.
Yes, terrible. But what else? There was more to do with that.
Oh
There's
yeah,
a
yeah,
whole bunch of the like Western province just fucking with Ottawa right now. Like,
yeah.
Scott Moe just is going to refuse to kick up the tax.
Yeah, Danielle
Alberta
Smith.
wants its own pension plan
Yeah, they want to have people the ability to opt out of the CPP.
and start an Alberta pension plan.
Yeah, an APP and invest or put their payroll into APP basically, and convert whatever they have currently in their CPP into their APP, which they should be able to do. Your mom's a sweet fruit. My mom's dead, Pox. Thanks, pal. Still hurts. Still hurts. It's okay. Your mom's a sweet fruit.
But these
Mom jokes are always fun.
there's some claim that if Alberta tries to pull out of the CPP, the
Yeah.
CPP could actually collapse.
Well,
But
probably.
but that's a basic admission that even though Alberta is only about 11% of the whole population, that they're supporting the whole fucking thing. They're supporting the other 90%.
But that again, that doesn't. It also doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense if it's meant to work the way it's meant to work. The CPP is supposed to be sort of like an insurance plan, right? You invest in it, or I guess is it a savings plan? You're investing in it, and you're going to draw dividends out at retirement.
Except that's not actually how it works. It
I know
never
it's a fucking
has.
Ponzi scheme. It's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
It's like old age security in the United States, Social Security in the United States. Everybody is basically kicking it down the road for the next generation to pay.
Yeah. And people have this idea that, oh, like most of the people I talk to, especially younger than me,
Yeah.
are under the impression that when they pay their CPP, that money's being put away for them.
Mhm.
And you have to explain to them, no, that's going into the pockets of retirees now.
Right.
There's no pool waiting for you at the end. You have to hope that when you get to retirement, there's still people working and paying CPP because that's the money that's going to go in your pocket. And they're
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, why don't I just take it and put it in my own retirement? Yeah, I
Yep.
know. Why
And
don't
that's
you
what we've
just
been
say,
encouraging Canadians to do for the last 40 years. Invest in RRSPs because the Canadian pension plan probably won't meet your needs when the time comes because inflation, right? It's like buying
yeah,
bonds. It's nice when they mature, but you're not getting them. You're making a fortune on fucking bonds.
no, and like if you did take all your CPP money and just put it away instead, right? You'd end up like you'd basically be a millionaire
Yeah.
at retirement
When you
time.
consider how much gets deducted. It's like every
Yeah,
paycheck is, 18 bucks or whatever the fuck it is. I can't remember what it is. $5, $12. I don't know. To go look at one of my past pay stubs.
but
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
but yeah, like you'd make a much better return investing that money, in, even if it's a tiny amount, than the government will ever give you. And if you notice, like I don't know, talk to your retired family members and friends.
Yep.
At every opportunity, the government rolls back your pension. They cut it down, right?
Mm.
They punish you for oh,
For
have
living.
RSPs. Right? Have an RSP because that you're gonna need that, and then you take money out of your RSP, and they go, "Well, that counts as income, and you're making a lot of money, so we're gonna cut back your pension."
Yeah, you have to convert your RSP into a GIC or something like that. So it's like a government insured account for specifically designed to draw down on uh your 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 RSP without incurring a huge debt or huge tax burden. Um, I feel the same way about CPP that I do about just about every deduction. You should have the ability as a citizen to opt out of any tax, including payroll deductions. EI. Why would I pay into EI? That is another Ponzi scheme, right? The idea that you're gonna have a welfare system for people who just lost their jobs is it's unproductive and it doesn't make sense. If you want to have that, if you want to say, well, people need protection if they lose their job suddenly, yeah, I guess they do, but that's what savings accounts are for. That's why you're supposed to have a couple months worth of salary saved just in case something like that happens. Um, I think if you want to offer something like EI, you give people an option, like to buy EI. You can buy private employment insurance, although the idea of employment insurance seems ridiculous to me.
Yeah, they used to call it unemployment insurance,
Right. It's insurance if you're unemployed. But yeah.
but it doesn't actually insure your employment. There's no guarantee of employment at
No.
the end,
It's
so
it's just, flowery positioning, right?
yeah, wordsmithery.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, special treatment.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because yeah, this is the
Well,
the
a
human
couple
vibe.
couple people have come out, like a couple prominent liberal people, like people who are well respected within liberal alma mater kind of thing of the government, senators, that sort of thing, have come out and said the liberal leadership needs to change. They need to Justin Trudeau should resign and someone else should step up. And Celtic Canucks said something a while back, and I am inclined to agree. And I think I said it here on this channel too. Pierre Poilievre should be calling for a no confidence vote every day in the House. Every day. Get up there every time there's a session of Parliament. Get up and declare a vote of no confidence, even if they can't win. It makes everybody stand up and say, "Yes, I'm still standing with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau," and let them fucking own it. Right? By not
It's not a
doing
bad
it, by
idea.
saying, well, he'll never win. It doesn't matter if he wins. He needs to point out who is it that's keeping this cocksucker in power? And he should be doing it
Yeah.
with every session until he eventually resigns or until the liberals force him out, kind of thing.
That guy will never resign.
Oh, I know. I
He
know.
absolutely will not.
Yeah, he's full of fucking ego.
His own party will give him the fucking Caesar treatment before he fucking resigns.
You think, eh? Yeah, I
Yeah.
could see that. I could see that. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that son of a bitch with the fancy socks.
I know he's brought shame to fancy socks. I have a bunch of
I used to collect fancy socks. I had
Yeah.
socks with hamburgers on them. I
Yeah.
had socks with like fucking bowling pins and bowling balls on them. I have a pair of Donald Trump socks that "Make America Great Again" on them.
Nice.
And I feel like I'm an idiot when I'm wearing them because I'm like, oh, I'm just trying to be like Justin Trudeau, you know.
He's
I
ruined
don't
it.
know where you compare that cocksucker.
Ruined it.
Oh well, these are my McGill thoughts. You fucking retard. You fucking retard. There's the reason none of the other adults in the world who run countries want to have anything to do with you because you're a fucking clown.
Did you see the video of him running?
Yes. Yes, I did. Oh, there's the Pleb Reporter put out these things today from a YouTube channel called Red Pill something or other. Red Pill Press, I think it's called. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, yeah.
They're basically deep fakes, and they're fucking hilarious. Red Pill Press podcast, Red Pill podcast, maybe. No, that's not it. What the fuck is it? Red Pill Broadcasting, I think it is.
Oh.
No. Fuck. I'll find it. Hold on a second. You
Take
you
your time.
you keep talking, man.
I'll try, but it's going to get weird because, I mean, I guess everyone stopped caring about Ukrainians and people only care about Jews or Palestinians.
Right.
One or the other. And they're pretty, it's like the divide there's pretty fucking hardcore.
Yep.
It's been what marches in fucking European cities of, you know, tens of thousands of Muslims of Arab descent in these, you know, European cities. It's like, what?
Yeah. It's great.
What? Why?
Oh, I think it's Red Pill News is what it's called.
Nobody marched like that. People were pretty adamant about Ukraine, even people who weren't of Ukrainian descent, but nobody marched. The fuck are they doing?
I know.
The fuck is this?
I think because they know the liberals got their back. If they march for Hamas, they march for Palestine.
As I'm hearing people talk about the whole oppressor-oppressed narrative.
Yeah.
Right? So it doesn't matter who's doing wrong of any kind. The dynamic already exists.
Oh, yeah.
Israel is the large Jewish state, and the Palestinians in Gaza are obviously outnumbered, outgunned, and so therefore
they're the virtuous ones because they can't possibly win.
And that's just what minority must be good and right and just.
It's true. That's the Marxist ideal. That's the whole Marxist philosophy, though. It's oppress and oppressor, and that's it. Well, you know what? If you don't mind, I'll just share this.
Yeah. And these are the deep fakes?
These are the deep fakes, yeah. This is on the Pleb Reporter. So I hope he doesn't get mad.
He might.
Share screen. Enable tab audio.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that guy. I'm
really... The Pleb Reporter? You think he's a pleb? He might be.
I mean, I don't know who to trust. Like every time I see anybody, like I've even accused you and Pox and CMAC, right? Nice try, FBI. Not
Not
today,
today,
CIA.
CIA.
Decent attempt at obscurity, Department of Homeland Security.
All right, let me share this, and hopefully you can hear it.
You were talking about climate change a minute ago. How will you cut down on plastic?
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of when we have
What does
water
that
bottles
mean?
out of water bottles. Away from water bottles towards water bottles.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. Just look at Christia Freeland. I looked at Jag Mead. Never mind. He's always played that. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Ladies and gentlemen,
All
it's the pleb.
Hold
And
on.
I
tonight,
understand that reference.
clip
I got that reference too. It's the lip quivering, man. It's so goddamn funny. Anyway, if you go to his channel, his most recent video talks about Trudeau jogging and does a couple of clips. You sure this is a deep fake? Yeah, I know, right? He did actually talk about replacing water bottles with those like cartons,
Yeah, yeah.
but he was very awkward in how he said it. So
Oh, sure. When he's caught without a prepared statement, like he was trying to talk about sending some sort of relief
yeah,
to Palestine,
Gaza.
Israel, like to
Yeah,
Gaza. And he kept stumbling because he couldn't use the word ceasefire. I'm sure he was told he
don't
cannot
call it a
call for a
ceasefire.
ceasefire, but he
It's
kept saying
humanitarian. It's what, a humanitarian pause.
yeah.
Oh fuck, I love it. My buddy at work is like, "What the hell's the difference between a ceasefire and a humanitarian pause?" I'm like, "Well, a ceasefire is what you do when like both sides are equal and taking a fucking beating." And they're like, "Hey, you know what? Maybe we should just cool things off for a little bit because we're all kind of rattled and neither one of us have made our strategic gains at this point, and so everybody needs a break, right? They all kind of need a break because it's like going on too long." A humanitarian pause is when the fucking little guy's losing and the rest of the world clamors for the big guy to stop shooting them for a while, please. That's humanitarian pause.
Just take a break in leveling all the buildings in that area.
That's right. And collapsing tunnels that they don't know where they are.
Coach
Hello,
C
gentlemen.
Max here. How you doing, Coach? Gonna go back to the beginning and run it 2 times. Don't worry, you didn't miss too much.
Wow.
We're just getting to the good stuff now.
1.426 per liter is pretty good. Where are you at, Coach?
Yeah, I don't know what I pay. What I paid last time. $1.50 something.
Yeah,
For
I think
sure.
we do too. C-Max here. Welcome to the chat,
C-Mac is
C-Mac.
here. Welcome, C-Mac. Welcome. So I don't know. Am I going to do it? Should I do it?
Do what? Irving's oddities. Do it, man.
All right, we'll do the oddities. I'm good. I have to preface it with this this image that I've got ready to share here.
Do
This
it.
is if I'm not mistaken, this is a legit line from the first episode
Of The Sopranos?
of The Sopranos. All I'm
That's-
saying, Carmela, is if the I in APAC stood for Italian, they'd be calling it a mafia organization. A bunch of Italians in Congress sending billions of dollars to Italy for military aid. We couldn't get away with that shit.
It's true. It's true.
And this is the oddity, right? You say Italian mafia, nobody cares.
Well, mafia is an Italian word, right?
Sure, but Italian mafia, Italian, nobody cares. Mexican cartel, Mexican, nobody cares. Chinese triad, nobody cares. Japanese yakuza, nobody cares. Jewish cabal, oh my God, you hate all the Jews, right? And this popped in my head because I've been watching a lot of our boy Greg Wycliffe lately, right?
Yeah.
And
I haven't been seeing much of his stuff lately. Where is he coming down on this whole thing?
well, he's showing his power level
Oh, is he really?
a little bit.
Oh shit! Okay, I gotta go look him up then and see what he's been talking about.
But this is what I mean, right? Like, of course, there's a criminal organization like other criminal organizations that's racially or ethnically divided from other groups that is Jewish. Of course, there's a Jewish cabal, but the Jewish cabal has been far more successful than other cabals, like, say, the Mexican cartels or the Italian cartel. For this reason, they have convinced all non-mob affiliated Jews, and what I thought was almost entirely, but if you look at what's going on with like the Palestinian protests, like pro-Palestine, everybody, it's not as many, but it's many people in the West. This Jewish criminal organization has convinced these people that not only threats against the criminal organization, but even a recognition of its existence is an existential genocidal threat to all Jews. Right? So as soon as you say, hey, wait a minute, there's a criminal organization here. There has to be. They've infiltrated high positions in government, industry, finance, Hollywood, academia. Oh my God, it's a Jewish mafia. Whoa. Everybody loses their minds and throws the baby out with the bathwater. Right? They stop investigating the crime because investigating those crimes would be anti-Semitic.
You gotta hand it to him.
It's a really good strategy and it works really well. And then you wonder why the backlash against it is terrible, because normal Jews stand up and defend the criminals.
Oh, because they feel like they're being targeted because you said the ethnic word. You called out our ethnicity, and therefore you must be trying to do harm to our ethnicity.
But nobody else thinks that way about any other.
Black people do.
No, there's gangs all over the place, and nobody cares that it's a black. Like that doesn't affect, right? All the biker gangs.
If you say black gang, they'll lose their shit on you.
But Italian mafia, Chinese triad, nobody gives a shit.
No,
nobody cares.
Yeah,
right. But if that criminal organization happens to be Jewish ethnicity, that's it. It's over.
You know what the problem is with you Italians? You went into the wrong. You went started to shake down the wrong industries. You went after fucking meat packers and fucking unions, and you went after like you started doing protection rackets against with restaurants and shit like that. Guys from the old neighborhood, who you grew up with, you could give them some money, and they'd be beholden to you. Whereas the Jews, they went after the people who actually print the fucking money. They went and decided, we're going to shake down the fucking government. Epstein.
Yeah. He
made a fucking career off of shaking down government people and Hollywood and everybody else, right? So
what was it? Is it Nathan Rothschild? Nathan de Rothschild in the
I think so, yeah.
16 or 1700, even earlier maybe, had said, I don't care who sits on the throne of England, right? Because whoever controls the money supply controls England and the throne of England, and I control the money supply, right?
I heard that the de Rothschilds were actually involved in picking who would be ascending through the royalty, through the royal family. Like they're the ones who handpicked all the antecedents to Elizabeth and George and everyone before. So basically, they're all related vaguely to the Rothschilds?
Possibly. I don't know about related, but
No,
it's
they've got through blood and through marriage relations along the Windsor family,
okay. Yeah, maybe
all the way back, the kind of thing.
that would explain Charles's fingers. Uh,
What's with Charles's fingers? Does he have like his index and his forefinger are the exact same length?
they're literally sausages. Like
Oh,
they are so stupidly fat. It is disgusting to look at. It makes you want to vomit.
King Charles,
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking skinny, lanky dude's got fat sausage fingers. Eh?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it's gross.
That's weird. You'd think he'd have like
No.
dainty little artist
No,
phalanges
no, no.
like me.
No. They're glowing red sausages. It's disgusting.
That's all about.
But I mean, it doesn't even have to be marriage and blood. It's as simple as, well, look, you might be a great candidate who would do good things for your country running as an MP, but that shit costs money, right? So you can just fund one side or the other, and they'll be the one far more likely to get into power now, right?
True enough.
So
Yeah, world's kind of imbalanced in terms of power distribution. I think that's the big issue, right? And it's always going to be the issue. There's always going to be a power balance. What is it? From the richest, from the poorest will have nothing, and the richest will have it all, kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
that's that biblical phrase. I can't remember what it is, but then you've got the Pareto principle or Pareto paradigm or whatever,
distribution.
where Pareto distribution, where 80% of all things in any given kingdom are distributed amongst 20% of the members of that kingdom. So, and I'm not just speaking about a nation. I'm talking about anything.
Yeah,
Keyboards, stars, anything.
Well, I mean, it's really funny. It's it's called the 80-20 phenomenon in business, right? The 80-20 splits and 80-20s are everywhere, and nobody understood why, because, well, they went to business school and they didn't do any of the science or philosophy, so they don't know what the Pareto distribution is.
Right.
Right. But like 20% of your salespeople will make 80% of your sales.
Yeah.
Right. 20% of your stock will be 80% of your stock's total dollar value. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like shit like that. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. All over.
It's ubiquitous. It's ubiquitous.
Yeah.
It's in, like I said, it's in every kingdom, so to speak, every milieu.
The Pareto distribution. The thing is, where humans and industries can be different is that we're advancing, we're making progress. So this way of like, oh, all of it, everything gets funneled upwards to the top of the pyramid.
Right.
We just start building a new pyramid.
Yeah.
And you can be on that pyramid and be part of that top, right? So it's not, as long as there isn't one fucking family controlling all of the money all over the world, then you can just start actually building real wealth, because the dollars aren't. Yeah, dollars are fake. Wealth is real. You know what I mean, right?
Right. That's why when you hear a lot of economists talk about, if you have a surplus of money and you see that the economic forecast shows that costs are going to go up and you should do something with your actual liquidity, they'll say buy something nice. Like don't invest in anything, because the value of that, you want something that has value and will retain it. So you could buy gold, but you're better buying a $500,000 piece of art or a very expensive high-end luxury automobile. Buy a couple. You know what I mean? So yeah, because the values of those things are inherent in their being, as opposed to, lines of code on the stock market ticker for one thing or another that goes up and fluctuates and It's actually all controlled by AI at this point. It's not even most of the trading that goes on isn't actually trading. It's actually forecasts of how a given stock is going to do, and that's all worked out by algorithms.
Algorithms that interrupt your trade and make percentages of a penny
Yep.
off of every trade that's happening.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. But yeah, fucking Rothschilds.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Yeah, I was thinking about something. This is I don't know. You don't have something that's equivalent to me, right? We got Irving's Oddities on your channel and on my channel. Is there a Craig's Contemplations or something? Or
Sure. I mean, I just have weird thoughts sometimes, so I'll do you a banner.
okay, cool. So I saw a meme about this earlier this week, and I thought, yeah, it actually kind of makes a lot of sense. Okay, so 12 months in a year, right? And a total of 365 days. Okay. That it takes for the Earth to rotate around the sun, roughly 365 days. Problem is, all of our months are different lengths. They're 30, 31. We even have one that's 28. And so it makes things very messy. It makes things very disorganized. So, what if we did, instead of 12 months totaling 365 days, we did 13 months totaling 364 days? So, you would have a total of 28 days in each month. That means that every month would begin on a Monday and end on a Sunday. And 2 weeks or half a month is exactly 14 days or 2 weeks. So you have 13 months. You have your January through December, and then let's add Decanuary or Decanuary, whatever. Something that's not December or January. Decemberwary.
Yeah.
The 13th month. Now we're still a day short. So what we would have is one day, 24-hour period is our new year, but it doesn't belong to any other part of the calendar. So it's a lone day without a week at the end of December, but before at the end of Decemberary, but before January. And every year that one day is always the same. On the 365th day of the year, we take a day off. We fucking get high. Yeah. Call it free day, call it day zero. It doesn't matter. It's not part of a given week. It's not part of, it's not called Sunday or Monday. You don't need to make an 8th day of the week. It's just a 0 day. And yeah, do it every year. Everybody gets it up. Nobody works. It'd be like Sabbath for everybody. You can't even turn on a fucking light switch. You just got to sit and contemplate and hang out with your friends. That's
it. How about we fix daylight savings time first?
That's what my wife said. C-Mac, you're hilarious. That's exactly what my wife was. She's like, "Are you kidding? We can't even convince the people to turn off daylight savings time. How are you going to get everybody to move to a 13-month calendar?"
So apparently, most non-Western cultures already do this.
Oh,
and
shit.
They did this for thousands of years. Yeah. 13 lunar months.
Yeah.
That's why Chinese New Year is often in early February.
Oh, interesting.
Right. I don't know about the spare day. I think it just works itself out eventually.
Well, they probably have one day that's 1 month that's one day longer.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Ramadan also is happens on a 13-month calendar, right? Like the Islamic calendar. But yeah, so you can blame the Romans for this, namely Julius Caesar, Augustus Caesar, and Octavian Caesar.
Why did they do it?
Well, they just June and July are actually named for the old Roman families, the Junii and the Julii.
Oh, okay.
But Octavian Caesar wanted his own month named after him. That's why we have October. And Augustus Caesar wanted his own month named after him, which is why we have August. And because it fucked everything up, he didn't want to they didn't want to replace a month. They wanted their own month that was separate from it, so they had to change the number of days in each month
No
to
shit.
fit their names on the calendar.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Well, hey, when you're a dictator, you know.
Yeah, well, that's just it. Right? I can change the way the stars and the Earth are chronicled. That's fucking hilarious. But that's the thing. Somebody decided on the 12-month calendar at some point. We've been living with it forever since. So at some point, somebody's going to come up with a better way. I like the idea of a 364-day year or 365-day year. The other option you could do is you could have 13 months, 28 days each month, and keep doing it that way until the first 365 years pass, and then you add a year. So basically, what year is it now? It's 2023? 2020? Yeah, 2023. Okay. Add 364 years to 2023. That's 2387.
Sure.
2387. Okay. So in 2387, it doesn't go over on New Year's Day to 2388. It instead goes on for to 2389. But then you've got to remember to do that every 365 years.
But also, I think if you're doing that and you're getting shifted back a day, that your seasons stop aligning with your months.
Yeah.
Right. So we don't have summer months. Right?
I think adding a day at the end of the year is better.
And then every 4 years you don't. And then every 100 years you do.
Why do you have to? Why every 4 years would you not have to?
Well, the same reason that we have leap year, right?
Right, because a full day is not exactly 24 hours. That's right. You're right.
Yeah, right.
And it
and
adds
the year
up over
is
the course of 4 years to a full day.
the year is what is it? It's 364.25 days or something is a proper year, or 0.22.
It's also because our rotation isn't exactly 24 hours. It's 23 hours 56 minutes if I'm not mistaken.
But it's speeding up. So
oh, is it?
Yep. But also, yeah, what is it? So every fourth year is a leap year, except the century year, unless that century year is a millennium year.
That's so fucking weird.
Yeah, because again, it's not even, so they're just trying to like wing it over a long period of time to get it sort of normal.
Yeah.
It won't work forever.
No.
Right. So yeah, but you'll have to do the same thing. Every 4 years, we don't have free day.
Yeah.
Except
it's
every
regular
100
fucking
years,
work day.
Except every
we have
years.
free day. We call it anti-free day. or something like that. The non-free day or whatever.
We should have 14 months with 88 days each for absolutely no reason, and any association to other things is a total coincidence.
Yeah, exactly. 14 months with 88 days each. So it makes our year like how long? Like ridiculously long.
Yeah, every year is like 3 rotations around the sun.
That's right. Yeah. Fuck it, let's just have weeks. Let's just mark our entire life in weeks. How many weeks are you? Oh, let's see. Last week would make it 722.
Well, I think I'm like 15,000 days old, something like that.
Oh, that's good. How many weeks old am I? Let's see. How many?
What's this? I may be related to the British royal family. I could be related to the Rothschilds. Dollar bill, y'all. I won't sell you guys out to my Rothschild cousins, just to be clear. Thanks, Six. That's good to know.
You're awesome. Age and weeks calculator. Let's do this. Date of birth. I'm 2,782 weeks old.
2,782
Weeks, yeah.
A lot of weeks, man.
It is.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure how years would work. It would be replaced with an unnamed period of time, of which we're in the third.
Sounds good to me, man. Sounds good to me. Might be because I'm a little high. I have an urge to take another hit, but I don't need to. I really want to, but I don't need to. This is how drug problems start. My wife said, "Oh, I went downstairs to get my vape pen." And my wife goes, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just getting my vape pen." She's like, "Your cannabis, your pot pen?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a vape pen." She's like, "Oh, that's the gateway, but it's pot. And that's the gateway." I'm like, "Gateway to what?" She's like, "Gateway to out of the drugs." I'm like, "Oh, fuck, I guess it's over. I'm all downhill from here, I guess." But she's right. I'm starting to feel like addicted.
I don't think that's the same thing.
No,
as
it's
addiction.
No,
When you
it's
smoke weed and now all you want to do is smoke more weed, that's no.
That's not an
Fuck
addiction.
No.
What is it?
It's just fun times.
I think that I think wanting to have nothing but that fun time in the same manner all the time is the definition of an addiction.
All the time, sure, but you don't all the time. You just take a hit because you got nothing better to do, and now all you want to do for the rest of the day
I
is
took
smoke
a hit
weed.
because I took a hit because I'm on vacation. I'm like, fuck it. I don't have to worry about
There you go.
tomorrow being a little googie because Monday. I can be as googie head as I want. The only thing is, my wife goes, you can't take that across the border with you. I'm like, oh, really? Are you sure? It's like, yeah. And I'm like, I know I can't take it across the fucking border. It's just I barely break this out. So she's like, when she sees me with it, she's like, what are you doing with that? I'm like, I feel like getting a little happy.
A little toasty.
Yeah. Six
Now
says
eat the mushrooms.
now eat the mushrooms, Bragg. I never really enjoyed mushrooms, truth be told.
I fucking love mushrooms.
Yeah, I never really enjoyed it. Valium's my drug, man. I fucking love Valium.
Yeah, 10 milligrams and 10 milligrams in a 6-pack. Good to go.
It's weird. Oh my god, I got a gummy in here.
Uh-oh.
Can't take it. I can't take it. Maybe I'll take it before the flight. Relax the shit up.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
6 is 2,425 weeks old.
Yeah. So I'm probably pretty close to that.
Craig running around on mushrooms yelling, I'm Canada, but I'm not Canada, man. I'm just his operational support. I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, so I haven't heard anything anywhere. The war in Ukraine must be over, right?
Yeah. Fuck it.
It just stopped.
Russia won, which was a foregone fucking conclusion.
Yeah.
Because it was a limited operation. There was never a plan to conquer Ukraine. He said what he was going to do, and he fucking did it.
It just took a lot longer than 3 days.
Well, I don't think he ever said it was going to be 3 days. It was supposed to be surgical. Some people thought it'd be done in no time, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I know everyone's like, "Oh, Putin's bad," blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't think he's a bad guy. I'll be honest. I think Putin's probably, I think he's based as fuck, and I think he's a patriot who loves his country. I sound like I love Putin, but if I had to pick between Putin and Zelensky, I had to pick, mind you, right?
Yeah.
Who I would trust? I'd go with Putin because I think Zelensky is just a fucking merc, man. He'd sell his fucking mother down the river for money. He has I don't think he gives a fuck about Ukraine. He just loves cocaine and power and loves money.
Of course he doesn't, because he's part of an organized crime organization, or at least a puppet for an organized crime organization that happens to be Jewish.
Oh, I thought you were talking about NATO.
No. I mean, NATO might be under the thumb of the Jewish criminal organization, right? But the idea that there is, if you don't think there's such a thing as a Jewish mafia, you're just being naive. Of course, there's a criminal organization run by Jews, the way there's one run by Italians and run by Chinese and run by Japan. Like, yes, there is
Okay,
one.
question though, because the Italians eventually would bring people into the family that were of Irish descent or not necessarily Italian. They could be part of the organization, right? Do you think that these Jewish cabal they have with them Gentiles?
Hold on. I don't know if any of the so-called made men could be from outside.
Yeah, you couldn't be. Yeah, according to Goodfellas, you had to be Italian to be a made man. But what I'm saying is, okay, they may not be a made man, but they were still in. They were in positions of power to so to
Sure.
speak,
And like
in
the
the
thing
mob.
is, this Irish guy now has to marry my daughter so that they have kids together who will grow up Italian, right?
Right.
Like, yeah, like that's but yeah, I mean, sure, right? Like, I mean, the European empires were doing the intermarrying thing to secure,
Yeah, that's why all
bloodlines and try
nobility
to make
look like
peace
fucking
later.
mongoloids. You see some of the weird features on the nobility, the people who are like, that's why they all had fucking anemia and all sorts of shit.
Yeah, they took it they took it way too far. Keep keeping it in the family. Yeah,
Yeah. Tony Hawk, he has Six has the same birthday as Tony Hawk. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I have the same birthday as Harrison Ford.
Cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
I have the same birthday as Jennifer Connelly.
Oh no shit, eh?
Yeah.
What do you think of Labyrinth?
Oh, it used to terrify me because my sister was much older than me.
Oh,
And so
okay.
when I was a little
You were
kid
the
and came out
baby.
and I saw it, even though I was immediately in love with Jennifer Connelly,
Yeah.
I was like I was crying to my parents, no. My sister's gonna wish me away.
Yeah. Yeah, because she does. I wish the Goblin King would come and take you away. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can be part of my Jewish cabal. Can you skateboard Six? Not well. Oh no, I am not joining any harems. No. Harems are for anime. Harems are for hentai. What do I do with my vape pen? Oh, there it is. I'm not having another hit. I just want to put the cap on it.
See, but also that lack of recognition, or because you're not allowed to recognize, because that's an anti-Semitic threat to all Jews everywhere, means that the criminal organization never gets contained, right? Like, if you look, there is like an Italian mafia still in operations, but contained to waste management. What was the protection rackets, right?
Right, meat packers and shit like that.
Yeah. But they're kept contained. The Chinese triad is only really has a presence in Chinatown, does very specific things, leaves the populace alone,
Right.
But a completely uncontrolled, uncontained criminal organization can take over entire nations. Like, look at the Bolsheviks. That was a Jewish criminal organization that infiltrated these positions of power and ended up murdering 30 million Russians. Right?
What do you think of George Soros? You think he's part of this cabal? My understanding is he's a Hungarian Jew.
I thought he's dead now.
George Soros? No, he's still alive.
Are you sure? I thought he died.
George Soros? No, he didn't die. I would have fucking known about it. I've been wearing I've been shooting off fireworks and throwing parties. No, he's still kicking. George Soros, I believe, he's a Hungarian Jew who sold his own brethren to the Nazis.
Yeah.
But he is specifically he wants to take down Western civilization. Did you see Elon Musk on Joe Rogan recently?
I just saw some clips of it. I haven't seen the whole thing.
Well, one of the clips he talks about George Soros. Basically, he hates humanity, and he wants to destroy Western civilization.
Mm.
This is his goal. He wants to destroy Western civilization. So, but he's pretty open, right? Whereas you would think that the, you know, the Jewish cabal. Sorry, I was going to say Jewish mafia, Jewish cabal.
Yeah, same thing. Like,
none of them are really sort of vocal or open about, their criminal undertakings, right? They're all kind of in the shadows. Nobody really
Right.
knows.
but
I'm just saying, I don't think George Soros is part of it, but because he's so open about his intentions, right?
no, he's clearly part of it. Right.
But wouldn't that necessarily draw eyes to the people who are also involved in the cabal, but try and want to, maintain a
Sure,
little
but you have to operate, right? Like,
Yeah.
Of course, you don't want to draw attention to your criminal organization, right? To your Italian mob thing. But when some other gang is trying to muscle in on your protection rackets, you're going to have to, execute some people. So the operators are going to have to do their jobs operating, right? And then take whatever heat and possibly fall. And they know that. And like guys like George Soros and Jeffrey Epstein are operators,
right?
That are working under the head guys, the guys that sit in the shadows quietly with all the money, right? Like, in The Godfather, right? The Godfather himself isn't going out and executing people. The problem is they still end up being contained, right?
Because they're limiting themselves to waste management.
No, because they don't have that beautiful protection of Italian mafia. You hate all Italians. You just want an Italian genocide. So people know and people investigate it and they keep it contained, or they try. That
Right.
mainstream thing in the 90s was actually the biggest fucking problem for them. Like, okay, so this sounds like either a really, really bad or a really, really awesome movie. Nancy Pelosi's dad was a made man.
Dude has a bit of goofy. 6 says Craig's high, says you can tell. Dude is a bit of goofy. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Ajax, that Pelosi's dad was a made man. Pelosi just fucking reeks of corruption. She's such a dirty fucking bird, man. I tell you what.
But hold on a second. Sounds like the absolute terrible, terrible movie, or maybe a great movie. I went to high school during the time that notorious mob enforcer and hitman Sammy the Bull Gravano turned state's evidence against John the Teflon Don Gotti and basically brought down the entire New York Italian mob. All right. He was whisked away to witness protection with his family, from where he, his wife, and adult children began the largest ecstasy manufacturing and distribution ring the world has ever seen, and promoted the 90s rave scene so they could sell more drugs, all under the watchful eye of witness protection.
Oh my God.
So yeah, Nancy Pelosi's dad was a made man, and now she works for the Jewish cabal because they lost a whole bunch of their influence because of this. Yeah.
Wow. Yo, what you saying, twin? Good to see you doing.
Yes.
Buddy too.
DB Surly.
And Buddy too. Thanks, DB Surly. Yes, it is I, Craig Bragg, the Buddy too. I'm his co-host. And I'm a little under the influence tonight. Not gonna lie.
It's all right. It's all good. It's a fun time.
It is fun, but I'll tell you, I feel really self-conscious about it. Whenever I get high, I always feel self-conscious about being high.
And then you go stream on the internet.
And then I go stream on the internet. So I'm a really vain guy, right? I'm always concerned about my appearance, and yet I say the most horrendous things. It's almost like I want people to look at me as I'm a good person, but I don't really care if they're offended.
Well, I mean, circle back to Greg Wycliffe and some of his great stuff because
Yeah.
yeah, like he's basically in the camp I'm in. I don't care about either group. Like, yeah,
I told
there are no good guys here.
I
Right?
gotta tell you, fucking, this is gonna make you laugh. I'm sorry.
Sure.
So I was talking about we were up visiting in Guelph, and I said, "Yeah, normally I'd be doing a live stream tonight. I would be on Casual AF, which is my buddy's live stream. I don't know if he's going to do one without me or not." And we started talking about what was going on. I said, "Yeah, my buddy Irving's saying, you know what? As far as Israel and Hamas are concerned, I hope they both get what they want." And I said, and when I heard it, I was like, "Oh my god!" And then you know what my friend said? My feminist friend. She says, "That's exactly right." I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "That's beautifully said. That's exactly how I feel. I hope that both get what they want." I'm like, wow. But then
Wow.
she's a nihilist. She thinks that all human beings should be dead anyway. She thinks the planet. She hates humanity too. Yeah.
I see.
DB Serially says, "Eating healthy, boys, eating right." Well, yeah, you missed the WAGMI portion of the talk tonight. But we're both on fitness journeys. I'm on a fitness journey. I've lost quite a bit of weight. I'm putting on some muscle, trying to look like Captain America by the end of December, but I don't think it's going to happen. Or by the beginning of December, I should say.
Thanks for the encouragement, though. That's what we call a mire, and it'll stick with us for years.
An oven built for two. Yeah. So my friend, the feminist.
Yeah.
She comes out like, yeah, fuck them both. First off, she's very ardent atheist, right? She's where I was, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. She thinks, religion, belief in God, it's so stupid, it's so juvenile. I'm like, yeah, but you believe stupid shit too. I mean, I'm atheist as well, but you believe some stupid shit. Like, you believe that men can transform into women. You have a religion. You believe in government. You believe in secular humanism. That's your philosophy, and it's in a sense your religion. So
people will hold things sacred, and if they don't choose something to hold sacred, it'll be chosen for them.
Oh, there you
It'll
go.
choose them, right? Like,
Well, that's the thing. She's ideologically possessed. I said, "You're in a cult." I told her, "You're in a cult, Gary." She's like, "I'm in a cult." Haha, I'm in a cult. I'm like, listen, if you went out and asked, let's not choose Guelph, because Guelph is very liberal oriented. If you went down to, grabbed 100 random people from across Canada and asked them to define what a woman was, most of them say it's a adult human female. But you ask people who think like you what they think a woman is, and all of a sudden you can't answer the question. You have a differing view from the vast majority of people on, basic, simple facts about reality. You're in a cult, and you believe in an ideology of that cult, just like Heaven's Gate believed that if they drank the fucking Kool-Aid, they could ride on a comet. So
the Kool-Aid lubricates the transition.
That's it. Yeah.
The only cult I like recorded Firewoman. Is this
I remember
Blue
the cult.
Oyster Cult?
No, there was maybe, but there was also a band in the 80s called The Cult. They did some pretty good stuff, actually. I had a buddy who was like super crazy into it. You might remember some of their songs. Let me see if I can find The Cult. I'll look on YouTube.
Nah, but we got to circle. No, we can't play music.
I know. I just want to see if I can find them. She Sells Sanctuary. Yeah, Firewood is another one.
Good tune, that one.
Yeah, She Sells Sanctuary. That's The Cult, yeah. Yeah, my buddy was huge into The Cult.
But no, our boy Greg, you got to look up the short that he did a little while ago because he was talking about this, and Yeah, like the rampant corruption and, like the strange fucking relationship between Israel and America. And he's like, how he does characters. He puts on little costumes and wigs and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And he says something about, oh, you don't think there might be a problem with, perhaps having dual citizenship and therefore split alliances between two nations? And the character he does, right, at the glasses and the wig starts going, oh, the implication of such a thing alone is complete anti-Semitism, and you're an anti-Semite. This is back to Greg. Whatever you say, Congressman.
I gotta look this shit up, man.
Because
Mike's awesome,
it is ridiculous. Like I'm starting to think the concept of dual citizenship is complete bullshit. It shouldn't exist.
No, I agree. You could be a permanent resident of a nation, but until you apply for citizenship of that nation, you are not a full citizen, and
but you have to denounce your.
And you have to denounce. That's right. I was just saying you can't claim citizenship of another nation.
Like, how can I be a citizen of one country while running for a leadership position in another?
Right.
Obviously, that's a conflict of interest.
Right.
And here's what's really funny: when I say almost half, I mean I'm pretty sure it's 49% of Congress people in America have dual citizenship with Israel.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That seems crazy. How many? Sitting congressmen? Or historically?
Yeah, sure. Sitting. Current. Which, of course, brings us back to where this all started.
Well, I know Debbie Wasserman Schultz probably does.
If Chuck Schumer doesn't, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do.
That'd be something you should be able to have. I'm gonna try this one second.
Yeah, just search for something like percentage of Congress people that have dual
Hey,
citizenship.
Google.
No, your microphone's not bad.
How many sitting American congressmen are dual citizens of Israel?
Here are the top search results.
Okay, here. Congress is now 3 times as Jewish as the U.S. is. Jews make up only 2% of the nation's population, but have 34 representatives in Congress, or 6% of the 535 lawmakers.
But that's not an answer to how many have dual citizenship with Israel.
Oh, true. Good point. Okay.
Bragg about to get put on a list with his search history.
Why? I'm just curious.
So you're saying I should run for Congress? Do it. Do it, 6. Run for Congress.
Yeah, that's the thing about Google, right? If it were smart, I wonder if Bing knows. The Bing AI or whatever it is. The Bing AI is pretty good. Because you ask, like, when you ask Google a specific question with a specific number, it should be able to fucking find that information, not just like, here's some search results. Yeah, I could have fucking done that.
Well, there's a reason there's a slang name for Google and YouTube.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
It's because They're either members or puppets of this cabal.
All right. I'll accept. How many
Ask Yandex.
members of Congress
Ask it about anything but Jews, and it'll give you what you want.
are dual citizens of Israel? Be sure to ask in the form of a question.
And what was it? There was something else.
According to a fact check by PolitiFact, the claim that 89 members of Congress hold dual citizenship with Israel is false. None of the current members listed were born in Israel, so they wouldn't be naturalized citizens, Israeli citizens. It's important to note that being a dual citizen of Israel and the United States is not illegal, and there are no laws prohibiting dual citizens from serving in Congress. However, it's worth noting that the claim that 89 members of Congress hold dual citizenship with Israel is a long-running online rumor that questions the loyalties of dozens of Congress members. All right. Well, let's see what else you have
But
to say.
hold on. They did that thing where they don't answer the question.
In summary, there is no evidence. That's right. They didn't say. They just said the claim of 89 members is false. Yeah, but how many is it?
And right. So then, but then they go on to say something else, that they weren't born in Israel,
Right.
which is not at all what you're asking.
No, you can get
Right.
dual citizenship with Israel. That doesn't answer the question. The dual citizenship status of Congress.
Yeah, like you're gonna have a hard time getting a list of it all in one place, right?
The dual citizenship status of Congresspersons should be a matter of public record.
It's probably 90 and not 89, and that's why 89 is false. Yeah, if it was a larger number, they could say that the claim is false, right? But they're not that's
Please
settled.
find-
I'm running for fucking Congress. Do it.
I apologize for any confusion. You're correct that the dual citizenship status of Congress should be a matter of public record. However, I was unable to find any reliable sources to provide a comprehensive list of members of Congress who hold dual citizenship with Israel or any other country. It's worth noting that being a dual citizen of Israel is not. I didn't ask about the legality of it. How about how long would it take for you to find? How long would it take for you to find that list?
So here's the part of the problem is all the like the shriekers of anti-Semitism are basically saying you're not allowed to criticize Jews in any way, even if they've done something wrong. In fact, suspecting that a Jew is capable of wrongdoing is anti-Semitism. And now you have anti-hate speech laws.
Well, yeah,
That
you're
they're
victim blaming. You're victim blaming if you say, "Hey, that guy over there, Woody Harrelson." What's his name?
Mel Gibson.
No, Woody Allen. Woody Allen made bad movies. How dare you? You can't say that. I'm Woody Allen and I'm a Jew. You're an anti-Semite.
Which is how it all started in Bolshevik Russia. Right?
Yeah.
Like those things were key. Speech laws were key.
Oh, well, that's what we got now. We got speech laws. Yeah, no, we're going to hell in a handbasket. The only hope is that either we all get annihilated by nuclear war in the next 3-4 weeks, or November, December is the time of year where we pass through an asteroid meteor shower. We have meteor showers. We pass through
Is it
it.
the Draconids?
Yes, the Draconids. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
the
so.
Draconids. Yeah, the
It's,
next
it's
month
my
or so. I think it starts in late October, but it really ramps up November, December. So this next couple of months, we're passing through this debris
I was
field.
before we go on, I had mentioned to my buddy, yeah, it's late October, early November, I think. The Draconids, he's like, how do they keep coming back at the same time of year? No, my guy, our planet passes through that place where they're always. Oh,
Yep, that's how things orbit. So yeah, so the Draconids are happening. So either it could happen, one day people go out to watch these meteor showers. You go out, oh wow, that was a nice big explosion. Oh wow, that was a really nice big, streak across the sky. And then all of a sudden you see something that's like, hey, that thing's not moving fast. It's moving slow. It's getting a little big. It's getting bigger. What do you make of that? And then boom, we're all dead.
yeah, I've had a couple opportunities to go watch the Draconids.
Yeah.
It's like, they're really good. Like the first time we did it, I told my buddies, "Oh, it's happening. Everyone can be up. Like no one's got anything to do tomorrow. Let's go." We drove out like an hour north at like midnight, and we just pulled off to the side of the road, some country road. There's no lights anywhere. There's no light pollution. We're just standing there waiting. Nothing's happening. We're starting to get a little dejected, and suddenly everybody's just like literally looking at the ground, like upset, kicking fucking stones. And then the whole fucking street lights up and goes dark again. We were what? So we missed the first one, and then yeah, they say it's about one per minute that you'll see. We were getting like 4, 5, and 6 a minute, like almost just basically constant. Every 10 to 12 seconds, just boom, boom, the sky just fucking lights up. It was great.
I remember going cottaging one year with some friends, and we were up like way up north, like Sunridge area, and there's no light pollution at all. And you're looking up at the night sky, and you can see you see the what is it, the Oort cloud? That's part of the Milky Way galaxy, the gas cloud. That's part of our galaxy. You can see
Wait,
that. Isn't it the Oort
it's not
cloud?
the Oort cloud. You're just looking at the Milky Way. It's actually so dense that it goes black again instead of.
Okay. So anyway,
yeah.
looking at the Milky Way, you can see all the stars that you can't see in the city. And then you're watching and you see these things floating across the sky in a very straight line. You're like, oh, fuck, there's a satellite. Watching satellites move across the sky is like insane.
Yeah, it's weird. They're so out of place.
Yeah, well, because you're seeing all these, and then you just see this little reflection of light, and it doesn't twinkle. It stays the exact same size, and it just it's like really weird to watch. And I haven't caught the Starlink because apparently when they unload the Starlinks, right, it all moves out like in this sort of like uh, ballet kind of thing. They all just sort of like float straight out in a line, and then they distribute themselves. It's really neat. But apparently, you can sometimes see those satellites being launched from into orbit. It's pretty neat. But,
cool.
hey, Bing. I'm in Burlington, Ontario, and I'm looking for a place that I can go in November to watch the Draconid meteor shower. No, November 4th and 5th. Fuck, that's tonight and tomorrow. According to a report by Inside, the best time to view the meteor shower is just after midnight. You can watch the meteor shower from a dark area. Yeah, really, you think? I'm asking you to tell me where, based on the fact that I'm in Burlington, can I go? Bing, you suck. I'm just going to tell me.
Pick a road that goes north to nowhere.
Yeah, no,
You
I know,
gotta
but
have
there'd be places it should be able to go. New topic. You suck.
I hope the meteors bring out the
I'm
zombies.
sorry to hear that. I'm still learning to, so I appreciate your understanding and patience. Yeah, all right. Fucking guy. Stupid big. I hope the meteors bring out the zombies. That reminds me of that movie. You ever see the movie Night of the Comet?
No.
See if you can find it. It's a great movie. It's from back in the I want to say it's the 80s. Basically, there's this comet that comes around every couple thousand years and it has a red tail, which everybody's like, oh, cool, it's red tail. It's a really weird comet because it has a red tail, right? And so there's this, everybody's like, oh, Night of the Comet, we're all going to have a big party. Everybody's going to these fucking comet watching parties and shit. And the night after the comet, everybody's either dead or a zombie. So the people who are like in fully lead line or like steel lined buildings, like we're inside, they're
Yeah.
fine. But anybody who's in a building that wasn't 100%, free from open air. So if you're in a carport, let's say, you might have gotten a little bit of exposure to the meteor radiation. But if you're out there watching the damn thing, you fucking disintegrated and died. Right? So it's all about these like family, or not family, it's like a group of people who survive and they in this some city in LA and they're like, oh, we gotta, stick together and blah blah blah. We gotta find a way to survive. And then there's these government agents who are like part zombie, part human because they got exposed, but they didn't quite get all exposed. So they're just slowly dying, and they're trying to hunt down these survivors, right, for food or whatever shit. I don't know. Anyway, it's worth watching. It's pretty schlocky, but it's funny.
Well, the last week there where I was really sick, I still, I have the goodest boy, so I have to take him out so he can do his business and stuff. And we're out there late at night, and I see some person down the street, right, walking somewhere, and I was just thinking, like, feeling so shitty, and the dog is now so old. I was like, wouldn't that just be the fucking time, right? That the zombie apocalypse starts, and here I am with this fucking fever. I can't do a goddamn thing. The dog's too old to help defend me. Now what? What the fuck?
Yeah, but what you don't understand though is the cold that you have is actually your body fighting the exposure, the zombie
The
virus
zombie
exposure.
virus.
And once you come out of this cold, okay, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be immune
So
to the zombie virus.
I can't be zombified. I
You
see.
won't be able to be zombified.
Sure, but I can still be fucking eaten alive.
Yeah, but the zombies eating people doesn't make a lot of sense because they can't. They're dead. They can't gain sustenance from it.
Well, because if it is like a zombie virus, the virion needs some sort of fuel, right? Like whatever it is would still need to fuel up, and the decaying corpse is probably not a great source.
The argument in the zombie survival guide is that the zombies are purely biological in nature, and the virus is spreading by taking over the brain of the corpse, and using like spreading through the blood and the nervous system to keep it animated, so that the virus can be spread via bite. It's the simplest way for the virus to spread itself via bite.
Sure. Yeah. Still needs to be fueled somehow.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because eventually a dead body's eventually just going to rot away and it can't survive.
Yeah, at the very least, it'll no longer be mobile and no longer able to spread the virus. So getting fresh fuel keeps the virus from having to eat the decaying corpse, right? What's really funny is shut her down.
Harun Musa. I don't know who this person is either.
Yeah. Fuck. But yeah, the thing is, a lot of pathogens already basically do that, just not to the extreme degree.
Yeah.
Like apparently, when you have fresh flu virus and you're not quite showing symptoms, you feel far more social and you want to go out. You want to meet people. You want to do things. You're like, yeah, let's all get together. because the virus is influencing you to spread it.
That's funny.
There's that fungus that attacks ants. It's
Yeah.
like a zombie ant fungus.
Yeah,
You
it's
should
what
look that up.
Last of Us is based on. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a mutated version of that infects people. Yeah,
yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, like, well, I'm not sure about mad cow, but rabies can't survive in water, so it produces hydrophobia in the people infected with it, so that they stay away from the water. Like,
that to me is so fucked up when you think about that, because rabies is essentially the zombie virus, right?
sort of, yeah.
If you have rabies and you go mad with it and you bite somebody,
They'll get rabies.
they'll
Yeah.
get rabies too. So rabies is essentially a zombie virus. It takes a long time to what do you call it? Um, incubate, right? And
Mm,
it kills the person who gets it if they're not treated, right?
yeah.
If everyone
But
kills
yeah.
100 zombies, that covers 99% conversion rate. Spitters,
Oh,
lol.
there's also the this is a fun weird conspiracy. The cosmic death fungus. Yeah, so the idea is that there's some fungus, maybe it's naturalized on Earth, maybe it comes like panspermia that it ended up on Earth
Yeah.
that's infected humans. That is basically the reason we do all these weird fucking things that aren't what you would consider like you know, what are the anarcho primitivist ideas, right?
Okay.
That we started on doing all of this shit, like building civilizations as opposed to living in huts and hunting our food, because we have to feed the fungus that's infected our brains. It's why we eat all the grain and sugar that we do, because it's not good for us, obviously, but it's good for the fungus. It's good for the fungus that controls you,
Yeah.
right? So
So
if you can start like antifungal, antiparasitic treatments. Also, there's the worms theory, right? That a lot of our negative behaviors is all caused by worms.
sounds like Scientology.
It's weird, right? But the
Yeah.
thing is, there's a bunch of people who have gone on these like purges
Yeah.
where they're doing antifungals, anti parasite treatments, and at first they feel fucking terrible. Like
Sure.
it takes 3 to 8 weeks to go through this. Oh God, everything hurts. All this, like you think it's hurting you, but then after that, their lives are completely changed. And
Yeah.
everything's better, and they continue the treat, because what's happening is if you do have worms and fungus that are relying on you for certain things and you
Yeah.
start killing them,
Yeah.
they try to stop you,
Right.
right? So it's not the treatment that's hurting you, it's worms and fungus,
Try to
right?
get you to stop doing the treatment. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Uh
Sounds like Futurama, says 6. Are we spores? Says C-Mac.
yeah, ask CMAC about NAC and black seed oil, oregano oil treatments.
Oh, she might know. Yeah.
Probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's because she's like into botany and shit and funguses. I saw something the other day that ferns don't spread seeds; they spread spores. That ferns actually spread by spore. Does that make sense?
They're one of the oldest plants in the world,
Yeah,
and I think they're quite primitive and asexual.
interesting. But because I always thought spores were specifically like myco and related, right? It had to be fungal. But if they're plants, they're actually deciduous plants. They're a leafy green plant, but they spread by a spore. That's really something.
Yeah, I'm not sure the details of it. I know there's some weird plants that actually grow new plants on the edge of their leaves, and then they shed them, and then they just start rooting.
C-Max says she
So
has
there's no
both right in
seed.
front of me. So she has ferns and fungus right in front of her. So can you confirm? Oh no,
Oh no, I think she meant
the
NAC and
oil.
black seed oil
Yeah.
and taurine.
Taurine just reminds me too much of urine, and I don't want to take it. Urine is in taurine. The word urine is in the name taurine. I saw something today about on Chubby Emu. You ever watch the Chubby Emu channel?
No.
Chubby Emu is this doctor, right? And he talks about all these horror stories about people ingesting bad stuff and winding up in the emergency room. JC is a 37-year-old weightlifter presenting the emergency room with seizures and blah 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 blah. Anyway, he talks about different things they ate or took or whatever. So this guy was a bodybuilder who was taking supplements and stuff like that, and then he heard about this thing called Yahimbi because he found that he was getting fat in places where he wasn't normally getting. Now Yahimbi is apparently it's a bark that it works like Viagra. It causes you to have an erection, like a chemically induced erection. But it also helps with fat loss. So people have been taking it to help lose fat. And he had been starting his own like line of supplements, like a lot of bodybuilders do, just to sort of help make some extra money, right?
Yeah.
And he's doing some home mixing to try and make something, unique, right? So he put in his energy drink, his like water, a dose of Yahimbi, about what he thought it was like a creatine. So he did like 100 times the regular dose of Yahimbi.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And it like fucked him up hard.
His penis burst.
No, he started having seizures because
Oh.
what it does is he said something about alpha receptors and beta receptors. So alpha receptors, it overloads the alpha receptors and causes your arteries to what do you call it? Dilate.
Mm.
But it also does something to the other receptors that cause your heart to beat faster. So your arteries are getting smaller, or they constrict, not dilate, they constrict.
Yeah.
While your heart is beating faster, and this thing was causing his brain to like fucking shut down and shit. So anyway, it's really good. If you don't subscribe to Chubby Emu, anybody in the chat who doesn't subscribe to Chubby Emu, I think it's a channel worth subscribing to. It's really interesting shit, and he goes into the deep dive science of all all the shit that goes on in our bodies, like how chemical reactions work in our bodies, how nerve endings work in our bodies. And it's really, really interesting how our body responds to the influx of certain chemicals and how it causes imbalances and stuff like that. But it's really interesting. It's worth watching. Chubby Emu, and he puts up a video, every couple of weeks or whatever. But he's an MD, also used to like weightlift. I don't think he still does it, but yeah. And he did this one, and it's cool because he talks about what's been going on while there's an actor doing the actions to illustrate what happened. And then he goes into what happened in the emergency room and what the doctors found out and what they thought was happening and what the things they tried. It's really, really cool. Never eat the gas station sushi. They did an episode of that one. Harun Musa. Yeah, they did an episode of gas station sushi. So yeah.
Yeah. Sounds terrible.
It's a good channel though. Sorry, I keep fucking taking over your stream and just a little brambling about shit.
Not at all. No, Craig's Contemplations. We got a banner for it now. That's the banner for when you're stoned.
There you go. When Craig's stoned, we pull up Craig's Contemplations and he rambles about shit.
Yeah, I tend to have all my fucking odd thoughts when I'm stone sober. It's really weird.
That's because drunk is your normal mode of operation.
No, one of my favorite stoner memes is Hits Blunt. If there's watermelon, why don't we have air melon, earth melon, and fire melon? The elemelons.
Fuck, that's funny. That's funny.
That's great. Or what's another one? Give a man a hamburger and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to hamburger and he'll live forever.
It's true. So true. Let's look up stoner memes. When I first started smoking weed, I told myself I would only smoke on special days. Little did I know that every day is a special day. What's another one here? All right, I want to share some of these.
Yeah, yeah.
No, not, I want to share screen. There we go. When you're stoned at your minimum wage kitchen job, you see Gordon Ramsay walk in with a camera crew. The fucking look on Mike Wazowski's face is hilarious. When you get bodies for going to it's showtime. Me leaving the dispensary, my parents pulling into the dispensary. Stoner thought of the day. Each time you light your lighter gets lighter until your lighter gets so light it won't light. Whoa.
Nice.
Me attempts to gently, artfully corner a bowl of my ceiling fan. Smoking weed at home. Smoking weed while at work, thus getting paid to smoke weed. If we don't smoke our last nug, we'll never be out of weed. That's the same as being out of weed. Here, I can't go out Sunday night. I'm super busy. Here's Sunday night. Fuck. When someone wants to take a picture and I'm high as fuck. Yeah. Me smoking alone, damn, it's my hit again. Me high as balls checking the fridge for the third time just in case new food spawned. It's true, you do get munchies when you're stoned. When you open a bag of weed and smell it for the first time. Blunt smell, a single candle. My landlord. You try and help me find out why the house smells like weed.
Actually, hold on. I must have been 18. My dad says to me, you know, the van kind of smells like marijuana. I just look at him and go, weird, and walk away.
No, we should have said, really? What does marijuana smell like? He wouldn't have believed that.
No, not at all.
All right. Here's one. If smoking weed has taught me anything, it's that I smoking weed. When you run out of weed and start thinking about those blunts you smoke back to back.
Back to back to back.
Back to back to back.
I just watched that episode of The Office.
The Office, yeah.
Yeah.
No appetite all day. Me 10 minutes after smoking weed. It's so true. I'm like, I gotta have something to eat. When you quit weed and the dreams start kicking back in. When you're baked and the cashier asks you something you didn't rehearse for. Look at those eyes. It's so true. These could be yours, but you playing. Sorry, wrong number. Wait, let's talk. Stoners when they see fresh weed for the 1,000th time. Oh. The morning after a long night out. Smokers. Hey, I'm so happy. Drinkers. Fuck off.
You know what? I'll give marijuana that.
When I'm high listening to music and I hear an instrument I usually don't hear or focus on. Weird. Yeah, I've done that. Dudes be like, nobody wants to work anymore, then tell you that if you want to work anymore, you need to pee in a cup in front of them so they can examine it. In case you're wondering, me and my husband can see you half naked smoking from that bong through your front window across the street. Do I look cool? That's fucking awesome. Nobody. Me, would you look at the time? That's
Yeah.
actually brilliant. A fucking grinder in your watch? It's so true. Oh my god. I'm not a stoner, but I know my brother regularly indulges, right? And so when I'm over there visiting, he'll eventually look at me and go, I'm gonna go outside. Want to come? It's funny. Trying to be all coy about it. Fixing pain as a kid. Fixing pain as an adult. That like 2 points on a wonton? It is. It's like a wonton.
I'm not sure what it's supposed to be.
It looks like a wonton. Why does my stomach hurt so much? Their breakfast. Iced coffee and a vape pen. Yeah. Me, I'm taking a tolerance break. Me 2 hours later. When I first started smoking. Yeah. You smoke at parties. I get high to do the dishes. We are not the same. Everyone should get way too high once in a while. It's humbling. That's some good shit. All right, I'll stop sharing.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I hijacked your stream again. Sorry.
No. I loved it. I brought up the stoner memes.
I
was
watched
ready.
the washing machine this week, 6. I'm like, yeah, washing machines are self-cleaning by definition.
Well, this is what I saw earlier today, too. When we clean a vacuum cleaner, we become the vacuum cleaner.
It's true.
Yeah.
What do you call pineapple upside down cake? Baked upside down. I don't know. What do you call it? Dessert.
Is there such a thing as a Mooney Delight? What the fuck is that?
A Mooney Delight.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say no.
6 and not 6. Sorry. Pox and CMAC today were telling me, hey, moon pies. You got to fucking get moon pies in Virginia. Apparently the ones at the gas station in Virginia are really, really good. I'm like, I don't think I've ever had a moon pie. And I'm going to Virginia. So I think I'll pick some up. Like, oh, dude, you got to bring back the yellow ones. Like, okay. Whatever a fucking... I don't even know what a moon pie is, to be honest.
It's a vanilla Joe Louis.
Oh, is that it?
Pretty sure.
I'll look them up.
I'm sure they're tasty, right?
Well, Joe Louis are like covered in chocolate, though, right?
Yeah, and it's like sort of like a red velvet cake with a cream inside, but instead it's like vanilla cake with nothing on it.
Yeah.
The moon pie.
Right.
From what I understand, I don't think I've had one either. Do we have them in Canada?
We do. You know what we called them? Fucking wagon wheels.
No.
Yeah, look, man. Chocolate moon pie. It looks like a wagon wheel.
But wagon wheels are fucking
graham crackers with marshmallow in the middle of 2 graham crackers covered in chocolate.
Really?
Yeah, that's a show moon pie. They've got mint ones. They've got pumpkin spice ones. They've got salted caramel ones.
No. Why would you do that? Why would you do that to my graham and marshmallow?
I know, right?
Because wagon wheels are the fucking best.
You know what? I liked wagon wheels too, and then they got really fucking tiny, and now they're like, barely bigger than Oreos. They're fucking tiny little fucking things. You can get a custom moon pie box.
I like Viva Puffs. Do you know what you know Viva Puffs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think eating an Oreo is the the weird way people open it up and eat all the fucking inside first and then eat the... No, Viva Puff, I have to crack all the chocolate off the top and eat that first.
Yeah, you
Peel
bite it
the
off,
marshmallowy bit
you
away.
peel it great with your teeth. Yeah.
Yeah. Peel the marshmallowy bit away from the cookie and eat that with the fruit filling inside, and then eat the cookie last.
Yep. Yeah, it's got like a little bit of like strawberry compote on the bottom
Someone
of it.
say my name.
Oreo Nabisco. Ori Nabisco. Someone say my name. Oh my god, that's so weird. Oh, okay. At the gas stations, you get local bakery type ones. Okay, so there we go. So in Virginia, when I go to fill up gas in my I'll go in and see if I can find the moon pies in Virginia. There you go. So I'll have to return my rental car. But on the moon pie's website, Irving's character eats a moon pie in the book. Oh, that's hilarious. I wonder if he's just adding that now, or if that was already in there.
No, it had to be in there.
That's awesome. You can get a custom moon pie box.
Heretic.
You can from the company. Did you call me a heretic? Why'd you call me a heretic?
Called C-Mac Heretic.
Oh, what'd she say?
No, that's wrong. You eat the cookie first. You do not.
You eat the cookie first of the moon of the Viva Puff? No, you can't. You got to eat the marshmallow because then you're holding the marshmallow and the chocolate in your hand and it's melting.
Yeah, it's melty squishiness. Yeah, it's sticky all over the place. No good.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I agree with Irving. You got to eat the cookie last.
The trick is peeling the marshmallow away from
the marshmallow away. You hold it in your hand. You peel the marshmallow away with your teeth, like you're peeling a grape, and then you take the marshmallow part off, and there's like a little bit of jam at the bottom. You lick the jam, and then you eat the cookie. The big wagon wheels were good way back in the day. Yeah, we have big wagon wheels. Now they're like these little. They're like this big. They're tiny.
No, yeah, they used to be like almost fucking burger sized. Like
yeah, they were like I remember McDonald's hamburgers were like they're about almost McDonald's hamburger size. You're right.
Yeah.
Everything gets smaller and more expensive.
Okay, we're coming up towards 2 hours though. So this show doesn't do a nobody tells jokes anymore, but I did have, I guess maybe this is also an oddity. It's the most like horrific and disgusting quote unquote practical joke.
Okay.
So what you do is you ejaculate into saran wrap and you let it pool and dry. Okay. And you do this repeatedly. Now, also keep in mind, I'm not suggesting anyone ever actually try this particular practical joke. Never do this.
Okay.
And you do this over and over again, collecting ejaculate and letting it dry in the saran wrap. And then when you have enough, you crush it into a fine powder. Okay. And you put the fine powder into little dime baggies.
Okay.
Right. And then you go around those areas of like San Francisco or wherever where all the druggies are, right? And you don't like throw them where people can see. You sort of like tuck them away in places where they're sort of hidden. So if someone ever comes across it,
they just think, "Oh, cool, free stash. Somebody's free stash." Yeah.
Right. So now, but here's the punchline. Into each dime baggie with the crushed dry jism, you also add a lethal dose of fentanyl.
Jesus Christ.
Snort, come and die, motherfuckers.
Oh my God. That's a lot of work just to fucking kill some homeless people.
No, not okay. Stop saying okay.
The punchline is you have AIDS. Oh, fuck. That's fucking cruel. That's terrible.
Darwinism at its
That's
finest.
finest.
So I took this. It's an idea that I got from a post on 4chan. Some guy was talking about how he's
Why am I gonna-
basically Batman. He's basically Batman. He's cleaning up the streets single-handedly, where he just puts lethal doses of fentanyl in these little baggies and goes on nighttime bike rides around these areas and leaving them places. And yes, over the past couple of months, the overdose death rate in his neighborhood is increased by almost 400%.
Jesus Christ.
And he thinks of himself as a fucking hero who's cleaning up the streets.
Holy fuck. Yeah, not all heroes wear capes is this. Oh, fuck. Wow. That's fucking hardcore, man.
Yeah.
It's something you'd see on 4chan. Absolutely. That's like premium 4chan content.
Yeah, and I just thought, snorting my dried cum would add insult to injury, right? and also have AIDS. So, just in case they survive the dose of fentanyl.
Yeah, but would the AIDS survive on like dried cum though?
I don't know.
Robin, give me that bat plastic wrap. Justice needs to be served. Holy communicable Batman. Oh, fuck.
Okay. All right. I think imagine his utility belt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like KY jelly
Oh.
and saran wrap.
So I think
Ball gag.
I think that's the time to call it, right?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Don't forget the clocks change tonight, guys.
Oh, that's right. We lose an hour or we gain an hour.
We get an extra hour at 1:00. It'll be midnight again.
O'clock.
Yeah. So use that hour to clean up the streets now.
Looks like the neighborhood is experiencing a comeback.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks for sticking it out. Thanks for being here. We don't appreciate you, but we do like that you show up. So
come for the bants, stay for the anti-Semitism.
Yeah. Good night, everyone. We'll see you next week. No, you back by Saturday?
I'll be back Saturday, but I have a feeling we're going out. We'll play it by ear.
All right.
Okay.
Links in the description just in case. Good night, everyone.
So long.